It was Texas, it was Tennessee.
Memphis.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
I have a couple times, yeah.
Most people have, like, yeah, and there's a story.
I ain't got
real
nothing
bad?
good.
No.
I mean, I've just been verbally abused like 10 times since I've been here. But other than that, no, it's good.
Well, I can picture what you're saying, so unfortunately. Yeah, we say Memphis has a lot of rough spots. It has some charm too, but goodness, well, where are, if I were to ask, who is Taylor Austin Dye?
Well,
Who the hell are you?
who the hell am I? That's a good question. I'm from Eastern Kentucky, born and raised.
I heard that then. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I moved to Nashville 2018, and then I played the bars on Broadway, did all that good stuff. I've been playing music since I was 5 years old, like actually professionally. I was on this barn dance, what they called it, every Friday or Saturday night, and I would play fiddle and clog and sing. And I did that for years. I started that when I was 5, so I've always kind of been into it. I started out on the fiddle, picked up the mandolin, guitar, piano through the years. And like I said, I moved to Nashville in 2018, and I was playing Broadway. Then COVID hit, lost that job. So I started posting stuff on TikTok, and I've had quite a bit of success on there since then. And I just signed my first record deal.
That's
All good
congratulations.
stuff, yeah.
Congratulations. It is odd. We've done, I don't know, maybe it was like 120 or so episodes, and it seems like COVID did a lot for people as far as it changed things, as far as made them make a decision.
Oh.
I'm going to go do this, or it just one way or the other, for better or for worse.
It changed the game, right?
It made, I think, it made a lot of people go, "Oh, screw this! I'm going to go do my own thing."
Yeah, I know a lot of people had some life-changing moments back in 2020 because it made you really decide what's important to you. And if I was cleaning Airbnbs at the time, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So, but yeah, 2020 was crazy, man. And then finally the bars opened back up. But luckily, I had some success, like I said, on TikTok. So I just started touring and kind of never looked back.
Because people were sitting at home. So watching I can relate to a little bit, and we just interviewed
Bryan.
Bryan Martin, kind of similar story as far as social media kind of pushed him out there.
Yep.
I'm
And
sure
I've
you
known
went about it
Bryan.
different ways, but
Well, I mean, it's, the algorithm decides what the algorithm wants, but I've known Bryan since I first moved to town, and we've kind of always been on that same path together, so I really enjoyed being out on the road with him so far.
that's cool, and like similar things in common always help. 'Cause I'm sure there's a lot of people in the music world that look at social media as if you got any attention off of social media, they don't consider it legitimate at all.
Yeah. Trust me.
I'm sure you've heard. I'm just imagining, but I'm sure you've heard a ton. But I would also imagine that if you don't have the talent or or not being authentic, then the attention will go away.
And that's
You gotta
you
be
can
able to hold
always
the
tell
attention.
when someone's authentic and when they're not. I mean, for me, Matt in here, I can always tell if someone is just putting on a face or whatever for the socials. And I think what really people like are just the people that are true to themselves. So I always try to remember that when I'm making content or just whatever, because people do notice it, I think
so too. I guess it's one thing to grab someone's attention one time, but to come back is, you know what I mean?
And it's been crazy. My fan base is just, I say they're some of the most loyal fans. They call themselves, I call them the ride or dies because my last name is Dye. So back in 2020, I was going live on TikTok 2 or 3 times a week, and all the ride or dies would kind of make a thing out of it. And finally when the bars opened back up and I went on tour, I started putting faces with names and getting to meet everybody who I've met on the internet for we've talked for a year, and then now they're just the craziest, most supportive people. Love you guys if you're watching.
I'm kind of hoping to do the same thing as far as people that have supported either my noise that I put on TikTok or the podcast or anything. Yeah. Because you got festivals and stuff coming up this fall, and a lot of those people go to these festivals. So I'll actually be able to. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of artists.
Meet and greet. That'd be fun.
I don't think that's part of my. I mean, I will. I'll be there. Come say hello. I'll be there for 3 days, sleeping in a Jeep. So
ooh, you're a better person than I am.
I told him I'm going to document it. First day it's going to be hey guys, here I am at North Springs, and the last day it's going to look like the Blair Witch Project, or episode of Survivor.
Look like what's his name? On Castaway.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end.
Yep, that's exactly what I was picturing too. I was thinking day one is Forrest Gump meeting the president, and then day 3 is him on the island. Hopefully it won't be that bad. We'll see. But no, getting to put those because online a lot of times it's usernames.
Yeah.
So you get to put these faces and people with those names and
I have a free meet and greet after every single show, so I get to meet even more people like that, which I love.
Yeah, that's that's a question I like to ask. Like tonight, you're gonna open it up. Mm-hmm. When you play your set, there's going to be some people here that know your stuff, and there's going to be some people here that don't.
Of course.
And then, but when you see their heads start to bob, and they're digging what you're doing,
it's always a good feeling.
How is that feeling from your point of view?
It's good, and being an opener on shows like this, you always have that, people are coming to see Bryan, I'm sure, and then there are instances where people just come to see me, which is totally fine either way, but it does feel good when you leave with a couple new fans, every night from this opening. Just people discovering your music is awesome.
And then you get to meet them at the merch stand after the fact.
Yeah.
When you go interview, or when you see opening bands, or any bands, but especially openers, buy some merch. Buy the merch.
What he said.
Buy an album so that they can get a $16 beer and get down the road.
$16.
See, this is the way it goes.
I guess it is 25 ounces, but
what'll do you, right?
It'll do.
Yes, as far as meeting those fans at merch tables and things like that, how is that from your point of view? How does that feel?
Everyone is always just so kind, and there's always somebody that brings me a gift or just something so thoughtful. My logo is a lightning bolt. I've got it, and I've had my Ride or Dies tattooed in. I've had people tattoo my signature that I did in the meet and greet line on their body, many people, and so that's always just crazy to me that they come up and bring me a lightning bolt pair of earrings or whatever, a belt buckle. We're just always so sweet, and it's cool for me to you see your streaming numbers and your following numbers and stuff, and sometimes it's kind of discouraging to be I worked so hard on this video and it only got 10,000 views, and I'm like, wait a minute, 10,000 people is a lot of people, and just kind of putting that in perspective is really cool.
It is weird how social media, or how those things can pick you up and put you down all at the same time.
Real quick reality check.
But it's all like you said. It's if you were to take any video that you put out and put that amount of people in one room, that'd be an insane show.
And I always have to remind myself that.
It's hard to.
It's just so unrealistic to have 1 million views every post you make, but even,
Yeah, but you're trying to make a living, and that's part of it,
I'm actually not on the TikTok Creator Fund.
Understand. But that's a promotion thing.
Really?
No, I'm saying you're using it as a way to get out there. You're not necessarily trying to make money off of TikTok itself, but just to meet new people or have them meet you.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it for that. I post every day, so it's the nature of the beast these days.
It is. But I imagine the good outweighs the bad tremendously.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
like you said, you got to. I've heard it said a bunch of times: building your tribe.
Oh yeah, I mean, we did it completely grassroots. I mean, you know, I've never bought a follower, never, you know, put any money into like sponsoring things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really truly been from the ground up. So I've been blessed because of that.
That's great, because you never know these days. People that, you know, have, you know, 500,000 followers, and you never know how that, you know, what push they have from behind.
I know things about people that you would be like, what?
No, I wouldn't be surprised, because it would. I mean, not that Chris Stapleton would ever have a problem having followers on. But if Chris Stapleton had 2,000 followers on TikTok, you'd be like, what the fuck
really
is
look
going
good,
on?
right?
You know?
Yeah.
Especially considering he is who he is. So I understand it has to look a certain way for an artist, but it sets unrealistic goals for people trying to follow in those footsteps because they don't have that push.
Oh, it's a little unhealthy if you start obsessing about it. I try not to.
Do you find yourself? Well, let me back up, because I had a question I wanted to ask.
Okay.
You were playing all the Broadway bars and everything, and then you went from that. You went from playing, you know, just a small town girl, and all that, right?
Oh yeah.
To pushing your originals and people knowing them.
Oh yeah, that's the crazy part.
How was that? I mean, I know that it's fun to play in a live bar and people are enjoying it in the party.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being a cover singer and partying and being a creator and being an artist. There's nothing wrong with either one of them. But when people are digging what you write, what you put yourself into, how was that kind of when this first started happening? How was?
So basically, like I said, when I was playing on Broadway, you said I was doing covers, but you know, there's a lot of people that hate Broadway. They hate playing there. I attribute a lot of my stage presence that I have now to Broadway, because it's like, if I'm not interacting with the crowd and saying, hey, where are you from, bachelorettes, what are you doing, you want to get up and sing a song, like, I ain't getting paid, and I ain't paying my rent, you know what I mean? So I have nothing bad to say about it, and it really taught me a lot about being on stage. And so when I moved to touring, it was just, I had a song pop off called Good Time Girl. It was like my first one I ever posted on TikTok, and you know, when we started going on those little miniature tours, people would come and just like sing along, and I was like, how do you know this? Because it had no support from, I was completely independent, no management, no anything. They just knew me from TikTok, and so that's kind of how I built my brand. And then eventually, you know, the booking agencies came, the management came, and the publishers and the record deal, and you know, I got to play the Opry the first time last year in November. So it's been my lifelong dream. It was like the best day of my life.
I've had the privilege of talking to a couple people about that. Jason Eady, Taylor Honeycutt, and Summer Dean.
Okay.
All talking about their first times playing the Opry. And, you know, Nashville can get a bad rep as far as the fluff of you know, country music or whatever. And people can like to discredit a lot of things about Nashville. Yeah. Sometimes deservingly so, but that ain't the point of this question or podcast. But when you stepped on that stage, when you're like standing in the wing,
I was
waiting,
unwell. I ugly cried after I got off stage. Like I thought I was gonna have a heart attack right before I got on stage. I was like checking my pulse like every 2 seconds, and then finally I got on stage, totally fine. When I got in the circle, it was just like I wanted to soak it all in. Like I didn't even want to close my eyes when I sang. I just like, you know, and everyone was. I had so many people that came out from Kentucky and then from all over the place, and just being in the circle was so like special. And just because I wanted it so bad.
I'm convinced that's why they do it. You know, not to discredit why you going on there, But I'm convinced they know you're going to bring a shit ton of people to your show.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Let's get the new people because they're going to bring 100 people with them. You know?
What's so funny is it looked like I got a standing ovation because, I mean, everybody that came to see me stood up, and there were so many people that came to see me. There's like, okay, yeah, I'll take it.
I think they figured it out.
But yeah, the minute I stepped off stage, I was like Kim Kardashian, ugly crying. Like,
that's great.
And no, it was awesome. And then my husband plays drums for me. He got to play with me that night. So it was a really cool night.
How do you remember who was on the bill?
Yeah, Ashley McBride,
okay.
Ian Munsick, me, and Daylene Vincent, I think. Yeah, it was a good lineup.
Yeah, and a couple, relatively younger, newer artists as far as the Opry is concerned. You know.
Sure.
That's pretty. Well, congratulations. I know that's a huge deal, especially.
Thank you.
Going from playing Broadway to, like I said, nothing wrong with any of it, but you had to get down the street and get on that stage. I'm sure and from all accounts, they seem to be top notch as far as the way they treat their people, the band, the whole thing. You know what I mean?
You're talking about the Opry? I thought you were talking about Broadway. I was hold on a minute.
No,
the Opry band is absolutely incredible. They're just,
and the way they treat their artists when they come in that day, it all seems to be like a fairy tale.
Special. Yeah. They give you, you have a sign in your parking space that says reserved for Taylor Dawson Dye, and then after your show, they bring it into you and give it to you. So it's just, it's everything.
So what, just as far as your short-term goals, what are some things what's some kind of things you're shooting for?
We just put out a brand new music video yesterday, actually. So that's been kind of cool, hyping that up. And then I'm going to be putting out some more singles toward the end of this year, starting in like September-ish. And then a new record will follow. Don't know exactly the time when it's going to drop, but basically we're just really concentrating on, I've been writing like 4 days a week. I write most of my own, actually all of my own stuff. So I've been writing a ton. And then we go on the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Whoop, okay. I ain't good. And so, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, yeah, so I'm just really concentrating on writing some badass songs and getting some new songs out. And then, of course, touring. We want to try to hit up as many new cities and states and countries as we can. We're going to Denmark later this year, so that's going to be cool. I've never played overseas, so I'm looking forward to that, too.
I imagine that's, like you said, as far as I know it's not the same as the Opry, but I'm sure it's still its own kind of cool.
Well, it's crazy because I have a pretty decent listenership over in the UK and Australia and just some of these countries that I'm like, what? Y'all listen to country music?
It is, socials and streaming and everything has a lot of bad parts. But some of the being able to see those stats and stuff, it's pretty cool as far as to tell where your spots are.
My song "Rest in Peace" went #1 on the iTunes country chart in like all these different countries, like overseas, and I was like, it was mind blowing. I was like, what do you mean it's #1 in Sweden? Like, that's awesome. I love it.
Congratulations on all of that.
I'm having to hold this beer with 2 hands. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I look like an idiot.
Can you give me half of it now?
Yeah.
And I'll come back and pay the other $8 for the other half. It is pretty crazy, but I don't like that part either. Let's see. Well, I was going to tell you a story. I kind of looked up at the camera and noticed my hat is the Brent Cobb hat. And Brent played here in this stage here. I don't know, time flies, maybe 8 years ago, something like that. And it was one of the first times people were singing his songs back to him. So when you were talking about that story, he was singing, and he's a pretty low-key guy. I don't know if you know who he is or not, but he's pretty, he is who he is. I got to talk to him and interview him, and he's just down home, good old boy guy, real low-key. And when people started singing those songs back to him, he kind of paused in his song, It made him like a record skip almost.
Hold on just a second.
And I asked him about it. I wasn't doing a podcast or anything at that time, but I asked him, it's like, you have no idea how many couches we've slept on and how long people didn't pay attention. Yeah. And then people are singing your song back to you.
Oh, I tear up.
I don't think that was the first time it happened, but I saw it, the emotion of when it does happen.
Oh man, I mean, I still get chill bumps and tear up. If people are like just so loud and just really all in it, it's like it puts the whole thing just in perspective. Like, you have a shitty day, you write a shitty song, like your content don't do good, but then that one moment like turns it all back around. Gives you fuel for another 6 months.
Get you down the road.
Yeah.
That's Yeah, I can only imagine how. I think I've seen that happen twice with different artists where it was obvious that they were about to lose it. They were about to lose it for a second, and it I guess just points out the human side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you look at someone on a screen or on TV or whatever, and you kind of forget that they're actually like have emotions.
And they're putting themselves out there. They might not be extreme persons or whatever. You know what I mean? It might take a lot to get them to get that.
And you never
out.
know.
Some people are introverts. Some people are party people, or whatever. So you just like you said, you never know. Usually we ask this question closer to the beginning, but the co-host is not here. The Texas to Tennessee, Steve is not here, so
hey, Steve.
the sequence is out of order. Sorry, Steve. But the pie, we have a question called the pie question. All right. If I were to give you a musical pie, and it is divided up into 4 sections.
Okay.
Songwriting, performance, studio, and business. Which one do you gravitate to the most naturally?
Yeah.
Naturally is performance.
Performance. I love live performance.
Okay.
It's just something like, and we've been talking about it. I mean, there's something about just the energy in the room, But, yeah.
I imagine, you said your husband plays drums. I imagine when you're tight with your band, it makes it even more special.
No, we love our boys. They've been amazing. So, we're always just having fun. It's just like we're up there partying.
I mean, you can always, in the music world, they're all, most of the time, they're hired guns. But when you can click with them and you enjoy them off stage also,
as people,
then you can, I imagine that feeling of going in and winning over a room is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and then just the hype of it afterwards, like trying to all just kind of calm down, like should we go have a beer downstairs, like what should we do, and just it's awesome.
So performance is the one that you gravitate towards the most. Which one do you find yourself spending the most time doing? I'm sure it is not performing.
No, I wish. What was that? So songwriting, performing, business,
studio.
I probably spend the most time songwriting. Like I said, where I'm working on this new project, I've been writing more like 3 and 4 times a week. So right now, in my current state, I guess you'd say, I am songwriting most of it.
Are you a notes in the phone? Are you do you have a time, like a strict schedule, or do you write when it hits you, or all over the place?
It's kind of just all, I mean, I write at a publishing. I write for Warner Chappell Publishing, and so I write in the studio. It's like scheduled, for me, and my girl puts it in my calendar. So I wake up every week, and I'm like, oh, I gotta write here's where I gotta be, whatever. They're usually from like 11 to 4 every day. So, and I am usually a shared note person. We sometimes do Google Docs and stuff, but.
I don't know a ton about that world. Do you find people that you click with and then they keep pairing you up with those people?
That's exactly how it is. I've been really I've only been with Warner Chappell since late last year, so I'm kind of just meeting everybody, but I've kind of got my, probably 10 people that I really love writing with, and we just keep that kind of thing going, the good vibes,
Did you co-write and stuff before you got that deal?
Some, a lot. I write a lot by myself too, and so a lot of my cuts have been just me.
Have you heard anyone else singing any of your songs yet? Whether it's a cover or
Like other artists?
Anyone.
Actually,
like social media or anything. Have you
yeah.
heard anyone singing your songs?
Yeah, a lot of people tag me. It happens a couple times a week at least. People covering my songs. It's cool.
When about the first time? Do you remember that?
Gosh.
When you heard like
you're
scrolling TikTok and
it was when Good Time Girl popped off, and people were asking me to like show how to play it on guitar.
Okay.
And then after I made that video of like the lesson or whatever, everyone started recreating it. So that was really cool to see.
I bet so.
Yeah.
I bet that's a whole nother thrill of being able to,
And
when people listening to it. It takes time for people to sit down and learn your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Not just make a video with making a video with the sound is great.
Yeah. I'll take that too.
Yeah, but it that's another step.
Yeah.
From people. No matter what the quality is, just the fact that they would take the time to
post it, yeah. And a lot of times people make
and they're hoping
videos.
You're going to say something.
And I do. And like there was these two little girls that made a video on the way to my concert and tagged me in it. And so I got them up on stage with me at the end. So they love that.
Man, there's so many shitty things about TikTok and social media and everything, but there's so many good things too.
100%, yeah.
All those moments you're talking about would be hard to make happen without that connection, that avenue.
Yep.
Same with the amount of people that I've had to meet, ending up here for that matter.
We need to wrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I gotta ask one final question. You can answer too.
This is Ben, this is my husband.
What's up, Ben?
What's up?
Good luck going, Pete.
Y'all want to say hi? Come say hi,
Yeah.
Colin. Jack, Colin, Ben, get in here.
Y'all can all answer this final question.
Hi, this is the band. We're about to go on stage.
All right, so this started off as a joke on episode 1. Now it is a requirement that we ask. What is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna go Christmas tree.
Okay.
Christmas tree. Do you have a favorite Little Debbie snack?
The coconut ones.
The little ring.
The snowballs.
Like that Valentine cake that comes out during Valentine's.
All right.
It's not
Seasonals.
Those are yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks
What's
for the
yours?
time. Mine is a fudge round.
Strong choice.
I buy my own. Oliver Anthony. I buy my own fudge round.
Fudge round era.
That's right.
Fudge round and Pringles go really good together.
Okay, that's weird.
Okay.
Okay, anyway.
All right. All right. Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you, man.
See ya.
Appreciate it.